Welcome to Captain Samuels. Welcome to Captain Samuels. Overlords of War was written by French author Gerard Klein in 1971 and translated to English by British author John Brunner in 1973. It's science fiction. Synopsis: I didn't really understand this book. It focuses on time travel, multiple potential realities, and a lot of pontificating on the nature of reality, war, and the evolution of humanity into godlike beings. This was one complex book. To understand it, I would have had to read it multiple times and take detailed notes. It really requires a extensive exegesis, like reading a Gene Wolfe novel. But if I can sum it up the best I can, George Corson is a human lieutenant tasked with caring for a monster which can blink through time to avoid being killed. He's supposed to drop off this monster on enemy planet Uriah so it can give birth to 18,000 spawn, and they'll all kill off the native bird people on Uriah. And there's a picture of the monster. It's got all these eyes around its torso, and its head is all these tendrils and stuff like that. So, as Corson is about to land on Uriah to complete this secret sabotage mission, his ship explodes due to causes unknown, and he survives the crash with the monster. And then a woman who knows Corson's name shows up with a starship out of nowhere to rescue him, and then the rest of the book is time jumps to disparate scenes and different potential universes, such as a utopia city with no gravity, an arena of constant warfare where medieval knights and tanks battle in the same area, conversations with godlike beings who supervise the arena, sex on the beach with omniscient nudists, a vast storage area of buxom women held in undead stasis, and the camp of a warlord named Colonel Varan. Now, Corson goes from wanting to kill the Urians with the secret monster weapon to trying to achieve universal peace. I think there was also something about attaining hyperlife, which is living not just in one potential reality, but living in multiple realities at once, and also being stuck in a time loop, or maybe that was just him attaining hyperlife at the end. I'm not quite sure. What I do know is that the ending was ridiculous. And at the very end of the video, I'll spoil it for you if you want to hear about it. So in terms of what I liked and didn't like about the book, it was a weird, bizarre read, and I liked it okay. It was fun to never know what the heck was going to happen next. And I think to get all that this book has to offer, you really have to do a note-taking, extensive exegesis, which I may or may not do one day. Also thought it had some great quotes. So, for example, they're talking about the purpose of this universal arena where people from all different times battle in eternal war, and the godlike beings that control that arena say the purpose is the war arena breeds, sooner or later, devotees to peace. To eliminate war, you must comprehend it. And that really resonated with me. I'm a combat veteran. I try to do peace activism and stuff, so I really liked that quote. I will say, though, that it had a bit too much idle philosophizing and pontificating for me. I really feel that I prefer my books to have action while communicating profound insights through the action in the book. Not just the characters kind of standing around thinking deep thinks. So I'll give it 3 stars with the caveat that it may rank higher on a carefully rereading of it, and I do recommend it if you like convoluted mysteries to unravel, and you're looking something that's maybe a bit like a Gene Wolfe story, where what's going on isn't apparent at first read through. You gotta do it a couple times through to really understand what the author's trying to say. Now, before I go, I'm going to spoil the wacky ending, so sign off now if you want. But honestly, even if you do hear this, I think you can still get a lot out of the book, because like I said, unless you've read it multiple times and taken notes each time, the story doesn't really reveal itself, and I think I'm missing some things here. This is really just the surface level ending, so to speak. But here we go. So Colonel Varan is a warlord who wants to keep war going and tries to prevent Corson from making peace. Now, Colonel Varan's army is too strong, and he's also put a device on Corson which prevents him from attacking the colonel or telling others to attack him. So the way Corson finds a way around this device and defeats Ran is he goes back to the depot of undead, beautiful women, all naked, held in stasis, gives them temporary personalities as sexy vixens, and then marches them into Varan's military camp, where all the men go nuts for the imitation women and abandon their posts, disabling Colonel Varan's entire army. So after all this pontificating and deep intellectualizing about war, the nature of God, time travel, multiple potentials of reality, that is how the primary conflict is solved. A horde of sex dolls meeting the lusty needs of soldiers to make them give up fighting. I love reading. You never know what you're going to read. Just wow, folks. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for watching.